Hey, how are you today? I want to tell you a story about context. If you've been watching my videos, I talk a lot about your physical leadership presence, the 93% of your communication that's non-linguistic, facial expressions, gestures, body language, eye contact, all of that physical presence that connects with others when communicating with them. And to do it, I want to tell you a little story from my career in the movie business. I was in the movie business for 30 years as a writer and a film director. This is going all the way back to the beginning of my career. The first short film I directed, this little kind of Tales from the Crypt style dark comedy that aired on HBO called Food for Thought. And I was very, very fortunate. I had been a producer on a movie before that with Rodney Dangerfield called Meet Wally Sparks. And one of the actors in Meet Wally Sparks was this wonderful actor, Emmy award-winning actor named David Ogden Stiers. You may remember he played Charles Emerson Winchester III on the television series Mass. So David was on in Meet Wally Sparks. I met him. I was doing my short film. I contacted his manager, and lo and behold, David agreed to be in this short film that I did. And my context at the time, kind of what I was thinking about me directing on the first day of this 8-day shoot with David was, how can I direct this Emmy-nominated, Emmy-winning actor? He's been an actor for 40 years. He played the voice of the clock in Beauty and the Beast. He was Charles Emerson Winchester on MASH. I watched him when I was a kid on television, and now I'm supposed to direct him in this film. What can I give to David Ogden Stiers? That was my context. That was my insecurity and doubt living in me, such that when we got on set, my whole physical presence, no matter how much I told myself to get in there and do my job, here's the next shot, communicate with the crew, put the camera here, no matter how much I told myself to do my job, my context was, I'm insecure and doubtful about this. And the beauty of David Ogden Stiers is that he picked it up immediately. He picked it up, he pulled me aside before we were too far into our first day. He said, "You're nervous, aren't you?" And David was very, very tall, about 6'4", and I'm very, very short, about 5'5", and he's a big man, so he was towering over me. He said, "You're nervous, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I'm nervous." He asked me why. I told him why, what I just told you. He said to me, "So you feel like you need to get confident?" "Yes, David, I feel like I need to get confident enough to direct you." He goes, "Well, you have me for 2 days. How much time do you want to spend getting confident before you actually start directing me?" It was a pivotal moment in my life as a filmmaker and ongoing into my career, starting breakthrough leadership training and becoming a business consultant and a leadership coach and a public speaker, to learn that lesson of I was creating my own physicality of insecurity by letting those feelings go on inside me with this myth in my head that I had to go on and do it, start directing in order to get the confidence to direct, and then realize that if I would spend 2 days doing that, and if I even, or by the time I started to feel confident, my time with David would be over and it wouldn't be successful. So it was right then and there that I started, even before I had these terms for it, started to learn the value of context, of setting a different context for myself, setting a context of David's an actor. He can't see himself on the monitor. He's a performer who looks to a director to be able to assess what he's delivering because he's not there looking at himself. That is my job right now. I can do that job with confidence without worrying about whether or not I'm doing it well. Just go do it. Now, you may be in a different situation where your context is something else. Whatever it is, to have the ability to choose, this is how I want to show up in this situation. When we start to do that, when we just tell ourselves, I'm going to show up in a different way, it will naturally start to come out through our bodies. You actually almost can't avoid it. If you tell yourself you're doubtful and insecure, you will appear doubtful and insecure, or whatever that looks like to you. A doubtful, insecure person can come across as a bully. It still comes out of doubt and insecurity. When you tell yourself, I'm confident and I can do this, and this is why, that will come through you as well. So the next time you're going into a situation where you feel like you're not quite physically into it, your brain's going through thoughts and assessments of yourself that aren't supporting the outcome that you want, just set a new context. Even just reverse the context that you think you're carrying. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going into this with insecurity, say, I'm going to go into this with confidence. Just tell yourself that and see if it doesn't make you physically show up differently and provide a different result. All right, there you go. Have a great day.